Some have suggested that history will probably be redefined by the moments that we're currently experiencing. The reality of COVID-19, it's becoming imprinted on our psyche. It's influencing our thoughts, our feelings. It's even been suggested that we probably will have established a new category for every child that is born during this time. That they will be known as Generation C. This may seem a little bit extreme, but I think that thinkers like Sheridan and Voci, that they're right when they suggest that it's the major turning points in our lives that make us who we are. The one quality that is being called out of all of us, it's resilience. We do not know how long this moment will last. And yes, it has been and will continue to be a defining moment for us all. Brene Brown talks about resilience this way. She says, resilience is the ability to feel tough things, to do tough things, but then to continue to journey through tough things. If we're honest, resilience has been the musical score of our lives. Since the beginning of our country, our founding fathers gave us songs of resilience, songs that communicate that we are something special and we must endure. Songs that simply as well continue to go through even those of us who wanted to help change our country to what it should be, the civil rights movement. We shall overcome. We shall overcome someday. Even musical styles that are different. Country music, Johnny Cash, resilience. Pop music, Taylor Swift, Shake It Off. And even hip hop that we thought was not going to last. Kendrick Lamar and J. Cole and even Public Enemy. Fight the Power, resilience. You know, Nelson Mandela said it this way. Don't judge me by my successes. Judge me by how many times I fell down and I got back up. There's a Japanese proverb which captures resilience. It says it this way. It says, the one who falls down 7 will get back up 8. Some have even suggested that maybe we need to define time by BC and AC, after Corona and then before Corona. Time has already been defined by a moment of resilience. That's an incredible story. It's called BC in AD. And this week, we'll celebrate, many of us, that life-changing moment. And whether you believe the story or not, there's some principles from the life of Jesus that I believe gives us an idea of what does it really mean to be resilient. The challenge of resilience is that often the story is filled with polar opposites. Even in COVID-19, we have these polar opposite realities we're expected to live in. Be unified, but remain apart. The most loving thing you can do is not shake my hand or give me a hug, but maintain physical distance from me. Even when we think about the story of Jesus, there are these polar opposites that can be confusing. Life happens through suffering. Death is going to be the key to change. Even when there's failure, there is still a future. So this is the time of year where people are celebrating the conviction of an innocent man who's suffering for something that he did not do. That can just seem strange. Even these days that we use to celebrate this moment of Easter, we call it Good Friday. What is good about a man dying on the cross for something he didn't do? And the words that Jesus would use in this moment of dying on the cross give us ideas of resilience. He's honest. He says, my God, why hast thou forsaken me? Even in his suffering, he has a resilience to talk to a thief who is guilty. And Jesus carries on the conversation in the midst of torture. And yet he says, yes, I will remember you when I come into my kingdom. Isn't death the ending of a story? And Jesus dies on the cross. And it seems like the story is over. And unfortunately, many of us will know someone who has experienced that in this moment. How can Friday be called Good Friday is interesting. But then there's a day we don't talk about in these 3 days that we'll be celebrating. It's Saturday. Maybe we don't talk about Saturday because Saturday is difficult and requires resilience because everything is quiet on Saturday. Jesus is now dead, and his disciples have fled, and everything is quiet. Sometimes resilience is difficult when everything is quiet and you don't know what will happen next. Silent Saturday. But then there is the third day, Resurrection Sunday. And it's in that resurrection that everything changes. And there's a new reality in an unexpected way that we still talk about today. Yes, these are moments where we will experience loss, and some of us may feel like we are stuck on Good Friday, where everything is lost. Some of us may feel like we're continually living in Silent Saturday, not sure what to say, not sure what will happen, but there is a third day. And each of these days together make up a resurrection story where there are songs that gives us all new songs. I wonder, just my imagination, if the songs of resurrection, if it had happened today, would it be songs like, I'm not going to waste my shot. We're going to rise up. It's time to take a shot, as Lin-Manuel said in Hamilton. Or the song from The Greatest Showman, when the sharpest words want to cut me down. I'm going to send the flood, going to drive them out. I am brave. I am bruised. I am who I'm meant to be. This is me. Look out, cause here I come. I'm marching on to the beat I drum. I'm not scared to be seen. I make no apologies. This is me. A resurrection song. My hope is that we will continue to get back up. It's true, every story that we love, every movie that we enjoy watching, the hero gets back up. And in the story that we're currently living, we as humans will need to get back up. Maybe our story is more like Jesus than we realize, because we get back up so that others can experience life. Let's all be resilient. It's not the ending. It is perhaps an opportunity for a new beginning for us all.